up, everyone? Welcome back to another Alpha Auto Adventures video, and I'm a little nervous for this one. It's about time, long in the making here. It's time to replace the auxiliary belt, and for those of you that don't know, it's quite a big job. Pretty much have to disassemble the whole front end to get to the damn belt. Not much to the actual belt replacement, but everything that's in the way takes time. Hope you guys like my nice Italian hat. Thank you to my friend John, picked it up for me in Italy. So now I'm a true Italian, driving an Italian car, and this dude in front of me is a douche. Anyways, road rage is bad. Don't do it. Anyways, I'm heading to my buddy's shop, and we're gonna tackle this project, or I should say, he's gonna tackle it, and I'm gonna be there trying to stay out of his way, documenting it to some degree. And yeah, see what happens today. Hopefully it goes smoothly. But for those of you that work on cars, there's always something. It takes longer than expected, but all good. Alright, let's chat a little bit about the Alfa in general. If you're not taking it to the dealership, it's hard to find someone that has experience working on it or willing to work on it at all. I think they have that rep of poor reliability from back in the day, and people just aren't used to them yet in their modern return to America. So most people are probably taking it to the dealership, and the dealership prices are pretty high. Most dealerships are expensive, and the Alfa dealerships are no exception. Quotes from different dealerships in my area, and that's the other thing, there aren't that many. There's maybe 3 that I can choose from, and they're well spread out, even into a different state. So the 4-year service, oil change, I think probably some filters, and the belt, they were going to charge me $2,500 to do, parts and labor included. So again, I don't know, does that sound like a lot to you? It sounds like a pretty big chunk of cash there, especially when the parts involved in these services are nothing. They're pretty minimal parts, not too expensive. We're talking a couple $100, and then the rest is pretty much service, pretty much labor, because you got to take the whole fucking front end apart to get to the stupid belt. So yeah, I decided to not go the dealership route and save some money. I'll kind of include the pricing of the parts below in the description. I'll try to list everything we used, and if it's something that you or your local mechanic want to try, maybe this video gives you a little bit of insight. By no means is this meant to be a do-it-yourself video or tutorial, even more so just sharing my experience with this service for the first time, and maybe it'll help some people out in the future. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so here we go. We got some parts. I picked up some clamps just so we don't have to reuse anything. Belt, tensioner, and pulley all in here. So let's get to it. Here's the car up on the lift. I'm going to take off the license plate bracket, obviously, step 1. Then I went ahead and started, obviously the wheels came off, and then getting after the bolts and plugs and whatnot in the wheel well so that we can start taking the bumper off. Had to unclip the little wheel well there, obviously on both sides, loosen that up. I broke just about every clip on those wheel wells, and then we went after the plastic, got the intake off, all this jazz. Pretty simple. They just kind of pull up. They're on little fasteners, On this other side, I almost missed this guy on the bottom, so just be mindful of that. So here we're just kind of planning our attack from here, seeing what we can get at pretty easily. You know, we had to drain the coolant, everything, you know, the radiator comes off, so you're gonna have to recharge that. Disconnected the AC line, so that's gonna be recharged. We're getting at the bumper. Make sure you unscrew that from the inside and just gently kind of pry away. And this was tricky, definitely a two-person job. There's the like headlight washer connector there. You can see hanging that you got to disconnect. And we just unscrewed one of those on the driver's side. And then we got headlights coming off. Pretty simple. Don't lose it. Bag and tag as always. And we're hitting the bumper bracket, brace bar, I don't know, whatever it's called. Alright, here we go. Day 2 of the Alfa Axillary Belt, Serpentine Belt, whatever you want to call it, replacement. So far, as you can see, a lot to it. But let's keep going, get it done. Alright, so here we are, day 2. The front end is fully taken apart. The belt that was here is removed, and unfortunately got the wrong fucking parts. So this is gonna sit here until we get the right kit. You know, shit happens, and you live and you'll learn. So we're gonna get the right parts and get everything back and hopefully in the same place and working again. As you can see, a lot was taken off. Obviously removed the intercoolers, all the AC components, or at least most of them, the air into the turbos, the intake pipes, all that shit. I mean, you can see pretty much everything in the front end was taken off. All these hoses, you know, a bunch of stuff was unclipped. Luckily so far we haven't broken anything, thank God. While it's apart, we're going to take care of the water pump here. That way, hopefully, I won't in here ever again, and if I do, it's goodbye. So let's get that done, put it back together, and wrap it up. So here we got the bracket that holds the pulley and the tensioner. So we're replacing the old ones with the new ones in the kit. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy here. The hard part was, you know, getting the belt around the AC pump, the alternator, the pulleys, all that jazz. We did figure it out. We ended up taking off the AC pump, and then we were able to feed it correctly and then tighten up that AC pump, and then basically reversing the process, putting everything back together, all the tubing, the piping, obviously the intercoolers. I mean, you know, obviously everything has to go back. Wasn't too bad. Everything kind of goes in its own place. There aren't too many options, and putting everything back in was pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. We kind of had it organized appropriately. Obviously we bagged it and tagged all the screws and bolts. Then reversing, I messed up putting in one of the hood latches backwards, and we got the hood stuck, but easily fixed luckily, so don't make that mistake. And here we go. Alright everyone, that's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel to catch future content. I appreciate your support. Had the car for a couple weeks now after completing the service. Everything is running well. I did have to take it to the dealership just to get the AC recharged because we didn't have that at the shop. But other than that, super pleased with the job, the service, and hopefully I never have to do it again. If you're trying to get this done, hopefully this helps you decide whether you're going to take it to the dealership or have your local mechanic try it. or maybe you're gonna try it. I don't know. Again, this video was not intended to be a DIY, just sharing my experience and this particular service with this particular car. So good luck, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you soon.